Welcome, race fans, to MaxSpeedTV as we are bringing you flag-to-flag coverage of tonight's SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series, race number 6 of the season here from Kansas Speedway. Welcome in the booth. I got my good friend Charles Smith. Welcome, Charles.
Yeah, glad to be here. Ready for this really fast mile-and-a-half track here at Kansas. Time to wake up Dorothy. We're back home.
Yes, sir. And also our producer behind the scenes tonight working the cameras. Big shout out to Michael D'Amico. So with that being said, let's get underway and get some qualifying action in for you guys here. But here within a few minutes, we will step away a little bit from the qualifying, but you'll still be able to see it. But we'll get into and get you guys up to speed on the season. For any new guys coming in to watch tonight, and for you returning viewers, we'll get you up to speed on what everything's looking like here at SSCA. So far, it looks like the first truck out to qualify is Martin McFadden.
And he had a time of 31.306, and Robert McFarland just did a 31.614.
Yep, and Russ Coe just did a 31.174 and took the pole position from Mark McFadden.
McFadden's second lap was faster. He's now 31.066.
Yeah, he got back. He got that pole position back. Said, "No, Russ, you're not getting that." We'll see what Russ can do on his second lap. Bart McFarland's second lap did not get him any better position. He's still second place.
No, he improved. He was third. He's second now.
Oh, I thought he was second. Excuse me, but Russ Coe's second lap was not quicker, so he will stay in third position. I hope I'm saying this name correctly. I believe he's a new driver over here at SSCA, Sam Daughtry, or Daughtry? Daughtry.
There's no R. So
there's no Dart, so it's Dottie. Yeah, it has to be Dottie. Yeah, Samuel Dottie. I hope I'm saying that right, but if not, I apologize. But we'll see what Samuel can do here as he's starting his qualifying run. And Samuel's fourth quickest on his first lap, so we'll see what he can do here on his second. Can he improve? Joe Johnson comes in fifth quickest with his first lap. And Samuel will be second quickest. So he'll knock Robert McFarland and Russ Coe back a couple positions. So far, Mark McFadden still your pole sitter. And we've got a...
Joe Johnson goes to the pole.
Yes, he does. Yep, they take that back. Joe Johnson does indeed take the pole away from Mark McFadden. So now Mark McFadden to second. We got Jason Eisenhower on track now. He's sixth quickest in his first lap. We'll see what he can do here on his second run. And... I guess he'll stay sixth quickest. Daniel Jackson in the 84 truck will pull out on track now. We'll see what Daniel Jackson can do. And so far, Daniel Jackson, seventh quickest. He is the seventh truck out. Now Steve Seegers comes across the board fifth quickest. That'll bump Daniel Jackson back to eighth. We'll see if Daniel Jackson can improve on his lap time here. Ray Richer comes across the board ninth quickest. And Daniel Jackson will pick up to third position. So good job for Daniel Jackson getting into the podium spot up top, up there in the top three. We'll see what Steve Seegers can do now. He's second quickest, so he'll push Daniel Jackson down to fourth. That's Ray Richard got score for these guys, and he's second quickest now. Wow. So far, though, Joe Johnson's still your pole sitter.
Yeah, a lot of drivers making major improvements on their second lap.
Yeah. All right, now we got Kyle Snodgrass coming out onto the racetrack here, the number 80 machine. He's going to get his qualifying laps in. But while we watch him run his qualifying laps, let's go over a few things here to get you guys kind of caught up to speed on what's going on here in SSCA. This is the 6th race of the season tonight. It is the Barb and Sean Skincare.com 200 here for Kansas. We just want to let you know what the points kind of look like coming into tonight's race. Chris Simmer, driver of the number 27 truck, is leading points coming into tonight's race with 250 points. We got Steve Seegers in second place. He has 218 points, so there's kind of a big margin between Chris and Steve there. Judd Danielson has 208 points. He's third place in points. Sean Kalist has 207 points in fourth. He's only 1 point back from Judd Danielson, so we will probably see those two battling very fiercely out there tonight, going back and forth trying to get that extra point to either have Judd stay ahead of Sean or Sean trying to pass Judd. Jeff Martin's fifth in points. He has 187, so he's a little bit back from Sean. He's got a little bit of work to do. Daniel Jackson is sixth place in points. He has 185 points. He's just a couple points back from Jeff, so those two right there probably battling up a little bit, trying to get some position. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. has 179 points. He's got a tad bit work to do if he wants to catch up to Daniel Jackson, but not too much. Then we have Vernon Margheim. He's 8th place in points, and he has 178 points. So he's right there in that margin with Daniel Jackson and Jeffrey Johnson Jr. too, only being 1 point behind Jeffrey. Then we've got Jason Eisenhower and Joe Johnson tied for 10th position, or 9th position, I should say. Excuse me, they're tied for 9th position, and they have 170 points each. So with them guys, with that being said, they're only 8 points back from Vernon. So right there, you got Jeff Martin, Daniel Jackson, Jeffrey Johnson. So the bottom five and the top five, you could say, well, we're technically at the bottom five and the top five because Jeff Martin's fifth and he's in the top five. So from 5th to 10th, you got a pretty good, margin there of drivers that will try their best to go and improve their position tonight. And we got Mark McFadden I guess you could consider 10th position since they're the tie for 9th, but he's in 11th. He has 168 points, so he's not that far out from Joe Johnson and these guys either. So that'll be something to look for here tonight as we see these guys are very close in points, except for leader Chris Simmer. He has a pretty good margin to keep himself at bay here, and if he can have a good run tonight, he can keep that point lead stronger over Steve Seegers. Well, while we were talking about the points, Kyle Snodgrass will become the 5th quickest qualifier out here. David Gainforth so far is the 4th quickest. He's going to get that probably because he's on pit road now, so he's 4th quickest. And we got Vernon Margheim, who's 2nd. Joe Johnson still on the top spot. Sean Kalist is now on the racetrack coming to complete his first lap. We'll see what his first lap will be here. And it's 5th quickest, so we'll see if he can improve that coming on the second lap here and see what he can do. And we got Gary Weston coming across the board 4th quickest, and Judd Danielson coming across 15th quickest, and Sean Kalist will take the pole away from Joe Johnson. So Sean Kalist is your new pole sitter. Let's see what Gary Weston and Judd Danielson have in store. And Gary Weston on his second lap, 5th quickest. So Gary will not get another shot there. He'll be 5th, but guess let's see what Judd Danielson can do. Can he track from 15th all the way up to the pole position? And yes, he can.
Yes.
New pole sitter, Judd Danielson, with a 30.948. Now notice something else here too, Charles. The pole sitters are all around a close time. They're all in the 39s. They're really close to one another. So we got some really fast race trucks out here tonight.
Oh yeah, it's really close. I mean, the top 7 are under a 10th of each other.
Yeah. Here comes Chris Simmer out on track now. He's your point leader coming into tonight's race. He would have had a little bit better of a point lead, but things didn't quite go his way at Dover last week, and we'll see what he can do here with his qualifying run. And I think that was his initial first start because I didn't see a lap time come in when he crossed the line there, so we'll see what happens this time by and see what he can get here. But Yeah, after not last week, but after the last race that happened at Dover, Chris Simmerd really wanting some redemption now, because we all know what happened with that one. You can go back and check that one out on MaxSpeedTV, and you'll see what happened as Chris Scala was the winner in that race. But man, Chris Simmerd about had it, and yeah, but right now Chris Simmerd is 16th quickest, so we'll see if he can improve like Judd Danielson did and come from 15th up to first. We'll see if Chris Simmerd can come from 16th to first. Kevin Fetty comes in 17th quickest now. And let's see what Chris Simmerd can do. Pole position with a 30.942, so not very far off of Judd Danielson's qualifying time of 30.948. Let's see what Kevin Fetty can do.
Now Kevin goes pole.
Yeah, Kevin goes pole now with a 30.926. So wow, he got a little bit of a good margin right there on Chris Simmerd. That's the highest one I've seen so far. And now Jeff Martin goes to the pole with a 30.889. So Jeff Martin, the first one to break into the 30.8s.
Yeah, that was an impressive group there, those three drivers there.
Yeah. Now we'll see what Mike Donahue can do here. Can Mike Donahue grab the pole position? Will these guys above Jeff Martin just take that pole position away from each other? They go from slowest to quickest in qualifying, so the slowest drivers qualify first, and Mike Donahue is 5th quickest. So we'll see what he can do here for his qualifying run, being 5th quickest in practice. And he didn't start a lap. He's just now starting his lap time, so we'll wait and see what happens here with him as we wait him to come back around. He's now coming through turn 2, coming down the back straightaway here. There's his first lap. What is it? 19th quickest. We'll see if he can improve on that and grab the pole just like Jeff Martin, Kevin Fetty, Chris Simmerd, Judd Danielson, and Gary Weston did. So
sadly, I think he'll be the only driver to get 2 laps on this group.
Oh, and not everybody gets to qualify. Qualifying is over. These guys only get 1 lap. So, but I think Mike Donahue was able, yeah, he got 6th quickest, so he didn't get the pole. But it looks like we won't see last week's winner, Chris Scala, or the fastest in practice, Ralph Vorst. We won't see those 2 guys getting a qualifying time in here due to the session ending. So, those guys will probably start at the back of the field. So that means Jeff Martin is your pole sitter tonight. So congratulations to Jeff Martin for grabbing the pole, the 30.889. All right, well, we've got just a few seconds here, folks, and we'll get down and get your grid starting positions underway here. And here comes your MaxSpeedTV gridding positions. Jeff Martin, great qualifying time there, 30.889. He grabs the pole spot, starting on the front row. Kevin Fetty will start outside front row, shotgun in 2nd position. Chris Simmerd will start 3rd. Judd Danielson will start 4th. Sean Kalis will start in 5th. Mike Donahue in 6th. Joe Johnson will start 7th. Vernon Markheim will start 8th. William Hartman in 9th. Ray Richer will round out your top 10, starting in 10th position. Gary Weston will start 11th. David Gainforth in 12th. Kyle Snodgrass will start 13th. Steve Seegers will start 14th. Mark McFadden in 15th. Daniel Jackson in 16th. Samuel Daughtry, oh, I don't want to mess that one up bad. Sorry about that, folks. Samuel Dottie, I want to say Dottie, I hope that's right, will start 17th. Robert McFarland in 18th. Russ Coe 19th. Jason Eisenhower will start 20th. Adam Eisenhower will start 21st. Chris Scala 22nd. Starting 23rd will be Ralph Vorst. David Gervais will start 24th. Justin Anderson will start 25th, Jeremy Crandall in 26th, and rounding out the field, starting in the last position, 27th, will be Jeffrey Johnson Jr.
I do believe he just disconnected too. So.
He did, yep, so take that back. There will not be 27 starters, only 26. Or there could be somebody that's not starting. I do see somebody that's not starting. David Gervais, he hasn't gridded up yet. There might be only 25 starters here. We do know most of the front rows are all gridded up and they're ready to go racing under the lights tonight here at Kansas for the Barb and Sean Skincare.com 200 here for the Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series for SSCA. Pace car rolls out here. These guys will get one pace lap. When they get back around to pit entrance, the pace car will dive in, and this race will be green flag. It is 132 laps. That means that the stages are 33, 33, 66.
Yep, looks like David Gervais has entered his car and he will have to start from pit road.
Yep, David Gervais did enter the truck, but he will be starting from pit road. As Charles did say there, we wait the pace car to pull down. There it goes into pit road.
Green, green, green.
And the Barb and Sean Skincare.com 200 is underway here at Kansas for the Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series. Kevin Fetty had that 94 truck all the way up by the wall in this start here, and he was looking like trouble up there. I don't know if he got the start he was hoping for, but I'm sure he didn't here because he's now getting passed by Chris Simmert and Judd Danielson, and he's falling back fast.
And Donahue's there too now to make the pass.
Yes, he is. Yeah, Mike Donahue had a great start too. Here comes Sean Kalist. Well, Charles, what's your thoughts on this? We had our pole sitter start up toward the front in third position, but then the second place point position was Steve Seegers, and he started in the middle of the pack back around 14th. So what's your expectations for tonight's race? Do we see Steve try his best and try his hardest to get up to the front and try to get more points added to Chris Simmert, or do we see him take the easy route and try to wait for something to happen?
Hold on, Jeff. We got a crash back in the back. It's McFadden and Jason Eisenhower. I don't. And there's the caution.
Yes, there it is. Ooh, and somebody else is involved in this too. Let's go back and take a look at this. All right, we're going to ride along with Mark McFadden here in the 48 truck. He's on the back straightaway here. He's on the high side. He's got the 62 truck there of Samuel Dottie. Oh, I'm going to mess that up. I'm sorry, folks. Samuel was below Mark here, and then Mark cut down. Oh! I think Mark might have thought he was clear, and he come down a little bit there on Samuel, and he wasn't clear. That got Mark McFadden turned around, and then he got clipped by the, was that the, who was that? That was the number, that's the number 86 of Adam Eisenhower, and then he got clipped by the 00 of Robert McFarland, and then, oh, Jason Eisenhower comes in and smacks him too. So, ouch. Both Eisenhowers got Mark McFadden there, and so did Robert McFarland and a few others. So, wow, multiple truck incident, but sadly it looks like Mark McFadden the one getting the worst of it.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Well, back up front now, new race leader after all that transpired, Judd Danielson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Must have got the pass on Jeff Martin just as soon as the admin's threw the caution flag, because iRacing is scoring Judd now on the top spot. But yeah, since we're under caution now, back to what I was saying, we had Chris Simmert start up toward the front there, Charles, and then we had second place points Steve Seegers, he started toward the back of the field, and he started 14th. Right now he's in 15th. Do we see Steve try to come up through here as aggressive as he can, or do we see him kind of play the strategic, move and kind of just ride it out and wait to see what happens?
Well, really, I mean, with the chase format's about wins, so really, I don't consider Seegers the second place car in points. It would be, I had it and I lost it. Who was the other driver that won?
Chris Scala?
Chris Scala was one. I think there's another one too. I think Jeff Martin.
Jeff Martin, yes.
Since it's the chase format, you gotta, calculate it differently. Those guys that have won, they're 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, basically because they get in on wins, they would be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you'd probably see Steve around 4th or 5th position technically. So,
but I'm not sure if Scala, because I know there is you have to be a certain position in points.
Yeah, I think you have
for
to
that win to count. So I'm not sure if he's eclipsed that or not.
I think you have to be top 20.
Right, I don't think he's eclipsed that then.
No, he's 22nd. Yeah, he's 22nd in points with 100 points. So taking that in perspective, the guy in front of him in points is Gary Weston. He has 118. So Chris Scala is 18 points back from Gary Weston. So Chris Scala needs to get a good race on Gary Weston here tonight and get some valuable points to get into that, what would we kind of maybe call into the line spot there in 21st to be the next tier up. But Gary Weston is not too far back from Ralph Vandervorst. Gary's only 2 points back from Ralph, so if he can change, that could change there as well. So, I mean, as we talked about, too, up in the top 10 up there, those guys are really close, too. Well, these guys back down here in the bottom 20, they're really close as well. So, I mean, this points battle is just really heated up right now. We see Mike Donahue in 13th, Robert McFarland in 14th. They're only a point separated from each other. So, I mean, with that being said, a lot of points battles going on right now, and a lot of these guys trying their best to get themselves, a place in the chase. If they don't have a win, then a lot of these guys back here are racing to try to get in on points.
Yep, and there's the green flag.
Yep, green flag is back out, and we are back underway here at Kansas. Good restart there for Judd Danielson, and we got Mike Donahue coming up in second. And I tell you right now, Charles, I think this is the most earliest part of the race. I've seen Mike Donahue up front. He mainly starts toward the back and works his way up. He's been a hard charger here tonight.
Yeah, he definitely got a really good start here tonight.
Jeff Martin working the inside of Mike Donahue here. Jeff Martin will indeed take this position here at the line, really clearing to be able to pass him all the way. Yeah, I believe he will coming into turn 1 here. But then we see Chris Zimmer down the bottom side. Wow, Mike Donahue is going way up the racetrack into the dirty stuff up there by the wall. That might not be too good for him. That might allow Chris Zimmer to get a run. And no, Chris didn't get a run. He will fall back in place, and Mike Donahue will go back to third. Well, we said Jeffrey Johnson Jr. didn't start the race, but he is getting out on track right now. He's on pit road heading toward the exit. So it's good to see Jeffrey Johnson Jr. coming out on track.
Yeah, it's good to see he can finally make it here. He's a few laps down, but you never know.
You never know, yep. And that caution helped David Gervais because he started on pit road. He's now on the lead lap, running in 22nd position.
Oh, we got
another caution. Yeah, big crash. Let's go back and take a look at this one.
26 car and Steve Seegers is involved.
Yeah, ouch. Not what Steve Seegers needed here because we were talking about that. He's technically not in the points berth because of the wins, but he is technically in second on points if you weren't counting chase format. So with that,
and Gary Weston was involved too.
Yes, he was. Yeah, we were. So with that being said, this here will definitely hurt Steve Seegers. But let's see what happened as we ride along with Steve here. to get more of a view on what happened. Oh, it looks like Steve just started coming up the racetrack and clipped the 14 truck of Gary Weston. Ouch. Don't know if anybody else got involved in that or not. Did they? Oh yeah, David Gainforth got clipped there by the spinning truck of Steve Seegers. Ooh. I don't know how much damage David got in that. We'll see what Gainforth sustained in this wreck here in a second. Looks like about a 3-4 truck crash. Let's go look at David.
Good job by the other drivers that actually were able to make it through.
Yeah, let's go take a look at David Gainforth's truck here and see. I think he must have ghosted through him because I'm not seeing any damage at all on David Gainforth's 101 truck here. So
yeah, I don't either.
That's good. That's good that if he did ghost through, he probably still got some X's off of that, but it's good that he ghosted through him and there's no damage on his truck. That'll allow him to keep continuing on here. But yeah, that's our second caution of the night here, folks. So we're going to use this to take our first break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, folks, here to MaxSpeedTV, as we are 14 laps in here of 132 at Kansas for the BarbensSeanSkincare.com 200. The lights are out on the pace car, and we're ready to go back green flag racing after caution number 2. If it's your first time here to MaxSpeedTV, and if you're enjoying, or if it's not, and you're a returning subscriber still yet, if you're enjoying tonight's broadcast, please do hit that like button, and also subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Also, you can check out MaxSpeedTV.com for upcoming schedules for upcoming races that'll be live here on MaxSpeedTV. Also, don't forget to check out SSCARacing.com for their information as well. Pace cars back into pit road. And there's the green flag. We're back underway here in Kansas for the Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series.
And once again, another good start by Judd.
Yes, sir. Also just want to point out the fact that while we were under break there, Steve Seegers went behind the wall and came back, so I've been some technical difficulties there. It looks like Mark McFadden, oh no, just fell out of the room here. Hopefully he can get back in. So, iRacing not being kind to a few drivers here tonight. But back up front here to your race leader, Judd Danielson. He's got Mike Donahue staying on him kind of here in second place. He's not right up to his back bumper, but he's trying to get up there and keep Judd Danielson in his sights, while Judd Danielson tries to keep Mike Donahue at bay to where Mike Donahue can't get around him. But here comes Joe Johnson, the guy that I thought might be tough to beat out here tonight. He looked fast off the charts in the early stages of qualifying. He's up front now, racing Mike Donahue for second place.
Yeah, one thing I want to note, Jeff Martin, look how far he fell back.
Yeah, I see that. He's back
under pace laps. I don't know what happened, but in the corner, it just went straight up into the wall.
Oh, might have been a computer screen malfunction or a steering wheel malfunction. I know I had that today. Oh, we got another crash. Kevin Fetty into the wall.
Yep, ready.
But it doesn't bring out a caution, and nobody else gets any contact there, so I think that'll be okay. And we'll continue this race green as Steve Seegers will take his truck back behind the wall.
And also, Russ Coe was given a black flag.
I see that, yeah. Russ Coe was black flag.
That'll hurt now I go a lap down.
Yeah. A lot of drivers are getting penalties and getting out early in this race, and that's not what they needed, especially in Steve Seegers' place, being how high up in points he was. That's really going to hurt him now. And probably will make him need a win, possibly, to get in the chase.
Yeah, depending on how the people behind him do it, you never know.
Yeah.
Really good battle here for ninth.
Really good battle, yeah. That is Vernon Markheim and Adam Eisenhower. A little bit of a tongue twister right there. Vernon Markheim there in the 33 truck, and Adam Eisenhower got around him there in the 86 truck, and he's going 3 wide right now with Jeff Martin and Ray Richard. Wow. Man, Jeff Martin's like, nope, I'm getting out of that. So does Ray Richard, and Adam Eisenhower goes by those two as well. Man,
he's on the move.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's on a hard charge up in the front. Another one I want to note here, Charles, a guy that we saw had an amazing night back at Dover, and it all ended in shambles, sadly, and he didn't get the finish he had hoped for, William Hartman. William Hartman was your Stage 1 and Stage 2 winner in the last race at Dover. And look at this. He's a hard charger coming back up to the front, too. And I think he's saying, you know what? I want redemption, and I want to go for that win that I got taken away from me when I got involved in those incidents at Dover. And I think right now he's got that strong thinking cap on, just coming to the front going, stay out of trouble and don't repeat like happened at Dover. And I might just come home with the win here tonight.
Strong thinking cap? I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
Well, I think everybody knows what I tried to say. We're just saying that William Hartman's not trying to repeat what happened at Dover, and he'll come home with a strong win, and I'll just put it that way. But back up front, we got Judd Danielson. He is a half a second ahead of Mike Donahue, but I will say here, Charles, Mike Donahue's been putting on a great start to the show tonight. As I mentioned earlier, he's usually a mid-pack racer at this point in the race, but tonight he's really been a hard charger up here.
Yeah, like you said, usually he comes in late, He's doing really good right off the bat.
Yeah, and Chris Simard always find fashion to see him up front. That's nothing different. He's always up front here racing, and he's just having a good time tonight so far. And we'll see what Chris Simard can do here. Maybe he can get some redemption from Dover, too. I think a lot of guys out here tonight are looking for redemption from that race. Oh, we got another caution. Third caution of the evening, and looks like David Gervais in the 24 truck is around here. Let's go back and take a look to see what happened. Wow, I can full tongue twister tonight. Let's ride along with David here and see what happened. going into turn one here, and it looks like he gets a little bit of a bumper tap from Gary Weston. Ouch, that sends him into the wall. Gary Weston taps him again. Gary Weston comes down the racetrack and clips, who was that, the 61 truck? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 61. Heavy hit there.
Yeah, that's a 61 truck of Justin Anderson. Ouch. So it looks like 3 trucks involved again in caution number 3, and I've kind of noticed a pattern here, Charles. Most of the cautions have been just 3 trucks.
Yeah, so far.
Pattern of cautions here tonight, 333. What does this mean? Anybody in chat have any ideas what the picture's telling us here? But I usually do say hi to everybody in chat, and I'm kind of slacking on that tonight. So hello everyone watching tonight here on MaxSpeedTV. Hope you're enjoying this broadcast of SSCA truck action here at Kansas for the Barb and Sean Skincare.com 200.
It looks like Gary Weston will take his truck to the garage. I would say that's one thing Chris Gower wanted to see.
So yeah, folks, also a reminder here, don't forget to check out SSCARacing.com for all their schedules for all 3 of their series and points for all 3 of their series as well. And also don't forget to check out tonight's sponsor, Barb and Sean Skincare.com. This is from Barb and Sean Skincare. Man, I'm full of it tonight. I apologize, folks. I don't know what's gotten into me here. We are a Roden and Fields Consultants, the #1 skincare brand in North America. Clinically proven and clinically studied products. These products have a 60-day empty bottle money-back guarantee. So check out BarbandSeanSkincare.com today. Also, don't forget to check out Michelangelo's painting on Facebook as well. Looks like Gary Weston will take his truck behind the wall after a tough night getting into 2 incidents here. This is the 3rd caution of the evening here in stage 1.
And I don't think it's officially no, it's not, because the front leaders didn't pit, so they're not going to call this as the stage end.
No, they won't.
With the 5 laps, I believe, and this wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, they still got plenty enough laps to get this back going. But if we get another caution right after this one here, before we get to lap 33, that will be considered stage end. All right, Charles, you'll have the honors and get them going this time.
All right, 10-4. Alright, there goes the pace car hit pit road. And green flag. We're back underway here at Kansas for the Barb and Sean Skincare.com 200.
Yeah, another great restart for Judd Danielson. And as I look at that, wow, looks like
a
we've
little bit
seen
of contact there between Chris Simmert and Mike Donahue.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, Mike Donahue has some substantial damage on that over that rear left tire now. You can see that fender work just crumpled up back there near the fuel opening.
And they're going 3 wide.
They're going 3 wide. Yeah, here comes Joe Johnson, the 18 truck. He's like, nope, I'm backing out of that. That looks too sketchy for me right now. And wow, he got into the 67 truck of William Hartman kind of got up into the back of Joe Johnson there a little bit. And wow, these guys are getting antsy for this stage finish. They know it's only a few laps.
Really liking that.
Yeah, Judd is right now. Yeah, Judd's just like, hey, it's clean sailing for me right now because these guys back here are battling the way they are, slowing their momentum down. We just wonder if that damage Mike Donahue's got now is performance impacting. I wouldn't think it would be, but then again, the position it's in and the place that's in, that could be very huge air displacement there and could cause some drag on that truck.
As of right now, it's not. I mean, you look at that damage that Jeff Martin had, and he dropped back like a rock.
He did, yeah. And he's back in 17th position right now. He doesn't even have as much damage. Well, I mean, if you take all of it from the front to the back, he probably has about the same amount of damage that Mike Donahue does have. So, yeah, that's a question. Good question there to see what actually happens.
Yeah, he did hit pit road twice on that caution repair that damage.
I'm pretty sure this time by when the stage caution comes out, we'll definitely see Mike Donahue come down and try to repair some of that damage he's got.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, well, also, this is a simulation, folks, and there's a lot of leagues on this simulation. Some of them have fast repairs, some of them don't. And this is one of them that don't use fast repairs. So that means that they gotta fix the damage at normal pace, and the damage just doesn't get quick fix like it would with the fast repair. It looks like Justin Anderson received throughput and fell to unacceptable level. Mark Patton was the first one to do that, and he never came back. So the question is, will Justin Anderson come back after receiving this? iRacing not being very kind to those two guys tonight at all. But back up front, we're coming to the white flag here of stage 1. Will Judd Danielson be the victor? Or can Mike Donahue or Chris Simmert get up here and take the win away from him? But I don't think they've got enough oomph to get up there. Again,
they are gaining.
Yeah, they are.
They are gaining.
I was going to say, take that back. They are gaining as I speak. Question is, will it be enough coming off of turn 4? I don't think it will be, and no, Judd Danielson will be your stage 1 winner, so congratulations to Judd. So we'll let these guys get their pit stop cycled through, and then we'll get a word in with Judd and congratulate him on winning stage 1 here for the BarbandSeanSkincare.com 200 for the SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series. Don't forget to check out Michelangelo's Painting on Facebook, and don't forget to check out BarbandSeanSkincare.com along with SSCARacing.com and MaxSpeedTV.com. All right, here they come down pit road, and we'll watch the pit stop of the number 70 truck of Mike Donahue here. See how Mike Donahue's pit stop will react to everyone else's. It will be quickest. gets out first.
It looks like Adam Eisenhower, Daniel Jackson, and Jeff Martin are staying out.
Interesting.
Obviously, Daniel and Jeff, they did pit that last caution.
Yes, they did.
But it's been 2 cautions since Adam Eisenhower pitted, I do believe.
Yeah, Judd Danielson wins the race off pit road. William Hartman comes out second. Joe Johnson third. Mike Donahue fourth. So Mike Donahue losing a few positions there on pit road. And William Hartman and Joe Johnson picked up a couple. So did Vernon Margheim. He picked up a couple as well. Alrighty, well, let's get a word in with Judd Danielson here. Judd Danielson, you got a copy?
I have a copy.
Well, congratulations, man. You're our Stage 1 winner here for tonight's race. Tell us how it feels.
Oh, it feels really good. Track's good tonight. Just wanted to try to get as many stage points as I could. A lot of practice here this week, so feel pretty good. Some fast trucks coming. I can see it now, but excited. On track.
Yeah. Well, you've had one fast truck out there tonight. You've led the most laps so far, so you started 4th. But with that being said, what's the conditions that you feel? Do you feel the truck's going to stay the same, get better, or how's it feel right now with before that caution come out?
Well, we had enough tires to these cautions, the tires cycled quite a bit, so I think that was a plus to being up front. So I could take off whenever I wanted to, being in the lead there. I just tried to hold my own. There's some fast trucks back there. I know they're coming, so I'm not out of this woods yet.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can hold them off and make it a great race, and we'll see what happens. But thank you for talking with us here, Judd, and congratulations on winning Stage 1.
You bet. 10-4. Thanks.
All right, guys, there you heard from your Stage 1 winner, Judd Danielson, as we try to get ready for the, well, why did I say try? As we get ready for the restart here. I apologize. I am all messed up tonight for some reason. But Adam Eisenhower, I didn't call him Item this time, is your leader right now, as he did not come down pit road, but he did pit on that last caution there along with Daniel Jackson and Jeff Martin. So we'll see how it plays out for these guys, as they are on older tires than the guys behind them now. So we'll see if these guys behind them can actually get a little bit of an extra oomph on them with new tires, or if these guys on old tires can hold these guys off, as they are doubling back up to get ready to go back green flag racing here after Stage 1 is complete. Here for the Barb and Sean Skincare.com 200. We're getting ready to start Stage 2. Stage 2 will end after 66 laps are completed. So another 33 laps of racing, but technically laps do count under this caution, so it's not 33 laps to the finish. It's more about around 30 probably, maybe 29. But still yet enough racing to have some fun racing here to lap 66. Right now, I think, Charles, we're going to circle these 3 guys that didn't pit. We're going to see what these guys can do here, and if they can hold off these guys behind. But if they don't, then we're going to circle the guys behind them, because we heard Judd Danielson. He thinks those guys behind him are fast. So we're going to see what happens here on this restart.
I think Daniel might have a shot.
I think he might. All right, pace cars back into pit road. And there's the green flag. We're back underway here for the SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series, Barb and Sean Skincare 200 here at Kansas. And wow, that was a great restart for Adam Eisenhower. He got an amazing restart on that run right there. And wow, looks like Daniel Jackson and Jeff Martin are going to get kind of eaten up here by Judd Danielson and William Hartman. They're trying to get around them, but they're also trying their best to hold them off.
Yeah, once again, that's exactly what Adam wants to see.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened with Judd Danielson there on that one caution, when those guys, after they come back and was coming to the stage close, they was racing one another behind him, and but now it's in Adam's favor, since he's out front now, and he's getting that, I guess you could say, not attention, but I lost the word for it, but anywho, He's just having an advantage. Yeah, I guess you can say that. He's getting the advantage now of that.
It's not helping though. They're side by side catching him.
Yeah, they were side drafting right there. That allowed William Hartman to catch him. He's going to go high. William Hartman's going to stay low. He's going to try to pass him on the low side here. Can William Hartman lead that lap? And he did. William Hartman to the lead. And that's one driver we got the spotlight on tonight, folks, here for your SSCA Truck Series Spotlight is William Hartman. He had such an amazing run at Dover a few weeks ago, and he won both stages, but he had some incidents after that second stage win that cost him from getting the race win, so he's looking for some redemption tonight here at Kansas and get to victory lane. But right now,
he's Chris Scala getting in there.
Chris Scala was the winner last week in Dover, and wow, he's just got an amazing truck here tonight after the stage 1 restart. He's up front here racing with Judd Danielson now. Wow, powerhouse move from the 5 truck there, Chris Scala.
Yeah, but he couldn't quite get it done.
No, he couldn't. Joe Johnson took a look, but he was like, nope, I'm going to wait. We'll see what Joe Johnson's got in store here. But, man, William Hartman with a strong run there. Side drafting with the 15 Jeff Martin, but Jeff Martin's back in 6th now. Adam Eisenhower back to 5th. I'll tell you, I think they flip-flop positions there. Yeah, Adam Eisenhower in 6th and Jeff Martin in 5th. So we got Daniel Jackson in 7th racing. Man, Adam Eisenhower. Yeah, I know. Adam Eisenhower is going back here. He's dropping off the pace quite a bit here. It could be by design.
Yeah, you know, he's just causing a huge log jam. Everybody trying to get around him.
Yeah, here comes Vernon Markheim on the bottom here of Adam now. Vernon's looking to get underneath him and get a pass. And look at this, Mike Donahue back here behind these guys. Wow, Mike's kind of got his work cut out for him now. We seen him in the first stage. He was up front for most of that stage. Now he's got himself mired back in traffic, so that has to be a different viewpoint for him, and that truck has to be feeling different as well. But back up front, William Hartman is your race leader by 0.3 of a second over Judd Danielson.
Mike Donahue's going to take it 3 wide with Adam.
Yes, he is. Ooh, let's go back to this. Mike Donahue was 3 wide. He's still 3 wide with Adam Eisenhower and David Gainford. Wow, he's went back out of it and let those two battle it out there. Adam Eisenhower and David Gainforth. I'm trying not to say item. Here comes the 80 truck of Kyle Snodgrass. He's getting into the action up here now, trying to get into the top 10. We got a lot of great trucks back here. We see the 43 truck of Sean Kalist. He has the race sponsor on his truck. That's Barb and Sean Skincare.com. 43 truck. Chris Simmons, the point leader, is back here with these guys. Wow. Figured he'd been up front again already. But
yeah, during that, he must have some damage slowing him down because he did have an extended stay in pit road trying to repair it.
Let's take a look at his truck here and see if we can see anything. We'll get down here pretty close here and see what we can see. I look at the front of his truck. I don't see too much damage there. I see a little bit of a crinkle there on the right front fender there in his hood. You can kind of see a gap in between the fender and the hood there. You can see into the engine bay compartment. But other than that, I think he's pretty good. Let's look at the back of the truck. Yeah, no damage back there, so that damage shouldn't be affecting him too bad, but apparently it could be. I'm thinking maybe where that damage is centered at, Charles, it could have his toe knocked out there on that right front tire a little bit.
It might be.
But back up front, we got William Hartman, your race leader, 0.3 of a second ahead of Judd Danielson. Chris Scala is in third, trying to get up to Judd Danielson here. He's about a 0.1 of a second back. He's catching him. Joe Johnson's a second back off of Chris Scala, but he's a second and a half off the leader. Jeff Martin running in 5th position. Daniel Jackson in 6th. Vernon Markheim in 7th. David Gainforth 8th. Mike Donahue 9th. And Kyle Snodgrass made it up to 10th position, so that'll be your top 10 so far. And the biggest mover of this race so far, Charles, is Chris Scala. He started 22nd and he's up to 3rd.
Yeah, it's good improvement from him.
Yes, it is. Well, he knows after that win that he got last week there at Dover, but he knows he's out of that point berth to be considered in the chase. he's wanting to get some points tonight so he can maybe get in that top 20 and become a chase contender.
Yeah, he's already got one driver he needed in front of him to have a bad race, and that was Gary Weston.
Yeah.
So he's going to gain some points on him.
He will, yeah, and I think Gary Weston took his truck behind the wall, so yeah, he's going to gain a lot of good points on him, because right now Gary Weston's sitting in 25th position out of 27 trucks. Steve Seegers is still sitting on pit road with a major amount of damage, and he's last in the field here. Mark McFadden sadly received throughput, was never able to return. Justin Anderson, though, however, received throughput, but he has returned. But he's sitting on pit road 27 laps down with some substantial damage. So a couple guys sitting on pit road with damage issues. Jason Eisenhower was sitting on pit road with damage issues, but he's back on track now. He's 21 laps down. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. got a late start to this race. He hasn't been caught up in anything. Just had a late start, so he's 9 laps down. And the only one a lap down is Robert McFarland. He has some heavy damage on that 00 truck too, because he's been caught up in a couple of those cautions tonight. Last truck on the lead lap, Russ Coe.
Yeah, it looks like the fast lane has moved up from the top lane, as you see most of the trucks going up high.
Yeah, you can see the leader right here, William Hartman, as we're back on the leader now. William Hartman is up there running that high lane, and everybody's following suit.
And I think Ralph Vorst got in the wall. He's falling way back.
Let's go back here and talk. Look at Ralph Vorst and take a look and see if he did get in the wall. I'll kind of...
Yeah, he did.
Here a little bit. Yeah, he did. Yeah, coming off turn 2 there, he got in the wall. So that's going to be a little bit of a damper on things. But back up front to your race leader, William Hartman, here in the '67 Toyota Tundra.
And that's the truck. That's the driver that's in 20th. Another one of those drivers that Chris Scala was wanting to have a bad race so he could maybe get in the top 20.
Well, right now it looks like Charles is paying in Chris Scala's favor.
Definitely is. Hey, and if he goes out and gets a win, virtually that'll move him to first.
Yeah.
Because he'll have 2 wins. Nobody else has 2 wins.
But technically, if he's not top 20 in points, he still probably wouldn't be considered first until he moves into the top 20 in points.
Exactly.
But technically, if he's not top 20 in points, even if he gets a win tonight, man, he's still kind of hurting a little bit, and he's going to have to work hard if he wants to really get up there. Maybe a third win would be able to do it for him if that's, the turnout of what happens if he can get a second win and he's still, below 20th. But we'll see. He's got a strong truck right now, and he's got a strong run going, and it looks like the 67 truck here is catching up to the back of the 36 truck here. The 36 truck is 21 laps down, but he will now go 22 laps down as the leader's passing up. What did you want to say, Charles?
Oh, Ralph Vorst got in the wall again, coming off went through the tri-oval with the grass.
I think we just jinxed him. I apologize, Ralph. But he's definitely having troubles in that 66 truck right now. Not looking good for Ralph Vorst back here in 18th position. He's got Russ Coe behind him coming up here. Russ Coe's about to take that position from him. Samuel Dottie is now on pit road. I don't know if this is a scheduled pit stop or what's really going on here, but he was running up around 18th position, and that allowed Ralph Vorst and Russ Coe to pass him. So we'll see what happened to Samuel here. He's sitting on pit road, so there must be some damage repair going on here. All right, back up front, William Hartman, your race leader. He's led most of the laps here in stage 2. Judd Danielson's led most of the laps in stage 1. Kind of not seeing too much racing going on right now, Charles. I think most of them's got spread out.
Yeah, it's really spread out. You have to go back to about 13th before you get any real action here.
Yeah, let's take a look back here at 13th place. Yeah, we got Kevin Fetty, Sean Kalis, Kyle Snodgrass, Ray Richard, David Gervais. All these guys are back here racing. Adam Eisenhower. Wow, Adam just got pushed way back in the back of the field here in 17th position. Ralph Vorst be the one behind him then. But yeah, this is a great group of trucks back here for 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. then after you get up past them, go higher up the field, these guys start to spread out. We kind of got Daniel Jackson and Sean Kalis racing here. Now they're starting to catch up to Jeremy Crandall and Mike Donahue and David Gainforth. But David Gainforth's a little bit back from 7th place Chris Simard. Chris Simard's a little bit back from 6th place Vernon Markheim. And then Vernon Markheim is a while back from Jeff Martin. And Jeff Martin's a while back from, well, no, he was, but now he's racing Joe Martin. Joe Johnson. I'm mixing up their names now. Getting into it, talking too fast, and botching everything up. So, we're all having fun here tonight. We hope you are, Max Speed, watching us here too as well, guys in chat. And this has been a fun race so far. We've had a total of 3 cautions. If you count the stage finish, that'd be 4 cautions, but I'm only counting the cautions that's involved for accidents. So that would be 3 cautions so far. Stage 2 has been caution free. I think those guys maybe have got the caution shaked off of them now, hopefully, and we'll see. We're seeing some green flag racing going here, and I'll probably just jinx it, knock on wood.
Ralph Borsch is cutting the wall again. He was able to keep it going, though.
Man, he's having a rough night tonight, and it looks like Justin Anderson sadly having a rough night, too, as he has sadly received throughput again. So that is not good. iRacing not being kind to him, but he was sitting on pit road trying to get damage repaired, but still yet, man, that must suck when that happens to you out here in this virtual racing world. You have, it can be a detrimental night to somebody on the racetrack, though, too, having that happen to him. But we're back up front here with race leader William Hartman. He is a 1.2 second lead over Judd Danielson. And Judd Danielson has about a 2 second lead over Chris Scala.
And also Adam Eisenhower had a scheduled pit stop there.
See that, yes.
He pitted, he's going a lap down. He's going the first car a lap down.
Yes, he is. And Russ Coe is the last truck on the lead lap.
And he's catching up to Ralph Vorst.
Yeah, he's going to put Ralph Vorst, the last truck on the lead lap, momentarily here. David Gervais up here racing with Kyle Snodgrass in the lap down truck of Jeffrey Johnson Jr. These guys have a little bit of a way to catch up to Ray Richard. And Ray Richard has about a second to catch up to Kevin Fetty and Mike Donahue, who's battling it up right now with Daniel Jackson. There's a 3-truck battle right here for 11th position.
Well, it was like Chris Simard had a little bobble, and that allowed Jeff Martin to close up right up to him.
Yes, it did. And while we were back there watching that little bit of racing there, we had a little bit of a scruffle up front against the 62 truck of, I believe it's Samuel Dottie. Yeah, Samuel Dottie and Judd Danielson. They got into it there a little bit. Judd got loose in that aftermath of that and going up the racetrack and about to hit the wall, but kept it off the wall. So good to see Judd keeping his truck clean there after that incident. But William Hartman still up front. Coming to the checkered flag here for Stage 2. Your Stage 2 winner, William Hartman.
I don't know why they haven't thrown the caution yet.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either.
Top 10 have passed the line. Usually that's when they would throw it.
Unless Michael's having some issues like he did that one night where iRacing wasn't letting him throw the caution. I don't know.
We have had that.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're going to add 33 laps. And there it's out. Maybe he was having issues.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, William Hartman is your stage 1 winner. Once they get their pit stop cycle done here, we'll get a word in with him. Well, so far, Charles, this has been a little bit of a bizarre race with those first 3 cautions, and then this stage 2 here. But what's your thoughts on this race so far tonight?
Yeah, like you said, you know, they got those cautions out of the way. Now they're racing hard, but they're still, you know, keeping it clean, not bringing out any cautions.
Yes, sir. And I think William Hartman's back on that redemption trail now, because as I said, you know,
yeah.
he got the 2 stage wins back in the last race at Dover, and then he had tragic happen, and he didn't get the win. He's back to winning stage 2 here tonight at Kansas, so we'll see what else he can do here. We'll get a word in with him here momentarily.
And also, that stage caution will put Adam Eisenhower back onto the lead lap.
Yes, it did. That's good to see Adam get back on the lead lap there.
Actually, I think, no, there he is, yeah. I couldn't find him. There he is. He's going by getting his lap back right now.
And will William Hartman win the race off pit road? Yes, he will. Wow, was that only a 2-tire stop? And he got out pretty quick. I'll go back and take a look at this. Yeah, it was a 4-tire stop. Man, give that pit crew a trophy or a medal or something. Man, they got him out quick.
I will say, look at the gap. He had a big gap on second place.
He did, yeah. All right, well, let's get a word in with William Hartman here once I can find him if he's in TeamSpeak. Don't believe he is. Here.
He is. He's down.
Yep, okay, there he is. William Hartman, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, William, you win stage 2 tonight here at Kansas. You were on the redemption trail, my friend, after what happened a couple weeks ago there at Dover. You got both stage wins there, and you couldn't come home and get that victory, but you're back to winning ways here tonight at Kansas. How does it feel?
It feels pretty good. I think the truck's pretty good tonight. The track's, it's interesting, to say the least. Obviously, you guys can see it's very top lane dominant, and it's really, really hard to pass. So I think track position is going to be huge, and I think we set ourselves up well for the end of this race.
I think you're right. Well, with, you know, you got a fast truck out there, Judd Danielson, and a couple guys behind you have fast trucks out there. You know, with you setting yourself up for this, though, what's your expectations, though, on holding off the guys behind you for this final 66 laps?
I tell you what, I think we got a really good truck, but don't count out that 17 truck right behind me. He's been really, really quick, and I think he's going to have something to say before the end of this race. But hopefully we get a good restart here, and hopefully long green flag stretch. I think that's our best bet. So
I think you're right. All right, William, well, congratulations on the stage 2 victory, and good luck in the rest of the race.
All right, thank you.
All right, folks, there you heard from your stage 2 winner, William Hartman. So tonight you do have 2 different stage winners as compared to last week with William winning both of them. I think, I'm trying to think of statistics here. I know there's another race where there was double winners, but most of them have been, you know, different winners in the stages. I think there's only been a couple races that's been the same winner for the stage, but I'm not really quite sure on the statistics for that. But we're also awaiting to see Judd Danielson should be going to the outside, but for some reason here he's staying on the inside here, and they're getting ready to go back green flag, and I don't know what's going to happen here. So,
Also, I'm trying to figure out, you know, something happened to Jeff Martin. He was on the lead lap, and all of a sudden he's a lap down.
I see that. Yeah, what did happen? He is trying to catch back up.
I was watching. He's going down pit road really, really slow. Everybody's passing him.
Well, we do know he clipped the wall there earlier, and don't know what happened there. Could have been a screen issue or a steering wheel issue, so maybe that's happening again. But hopefully not.
He came to a stop and then reset.
Huh, yeah, strange.
Very
He's back
strange.
going now, but he is sadly a lap down. All right, pace car heads back into pit road. And there's a green flag. We're back underway here for the final stage of the Barb and Sean Skincare.com 200 here for the SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series tonight here at Kansas on MaxSpeed TV. We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast, folks, watching this awesome race with these SSCA guys. If it's your first time here, please do hit that like and subscribe button. And if it's your returning MaxSpeed TV subscriber, please do hit the like button if you're enjoying tonight's race. Also, don't forget to check out MaxSpeedTV.com for current schedule and to see what race is next. You can also go to the MaxSpeed TV YouTube page. You also see what's next for racing action here on MaxSpeed TV. And also don't forget to check out SSCARacing.com for all of your SSCA racing information needs on schedules and points. But back up front here, we do have William Hartman as your race leader once again here with an amazing restart. Judd Danielson right now battling the point leader, Chris Emmert.
Yeah, Chris Emmert, he's received a black flag.
I see that, yeah. David Gainforth also received a black flag, and so did Kyle Snodgrass. So 3 guys receiving black flags right here, and I'm not sure what's going on with this.
That had to be something to do with pit road.
It had to be. Detrimental, though, to Chris Emmert. Ouch. That's
I mean, not really. I mean, my opinion.
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, because of the point lead that he had, and Steve Seegers didn't have a good night, so yeah, not really detrimental to him. But it could be, depending on who else behind Steve and the rest of the field, if they get up there and start racing, and if William Hartman can get a win, he'll be notched in there with those guys on the top of the points too, because he'll have a win and be entered into the chase. So it's kind of detrimental, but really not, basically, if you look at it that way. But anywho, back up front, we got William Hartman here is still your race leader. Judd Danielson's a half a second back from him, and where we see David Gainforth re-entering the track in front of the leaders, he will go 1 lap down now due to having that issue there. Kyle Snodgrass also in a lap down, but it looks like Chris Emmert will stay on the lead lap, but he's on the verge of going a lap down here if he can't find no drafting help here soon to kind of, keep him away from that pack of trucks coming, because we do have William Hartman coming up on him here. And this ain't a restrictor plate track, as I said, draft. But
we got a car flipping.
Yeah, who is that?
Jeffrey Johnson.
Oh, yeah, see, and he was coming up. Oh, there's another truck up by the wall there. Let's go back and take a look here and see what happened. That's bizarre, because that happened right in front of Chris Emmert, and that happened right in front of the leaders coming up on him here. But they were in the back. Let's see what happened here. Let's get on Jeffrey Johnson
Jason
Jr.'s truck.
was involved too.
Oh no, not again. Let's ride along here to Jeffrey Johnson Jr. We're riding here with him. He's going into turn 3. He's still going in. He's in between 3 and 4. Oh, and the truck just starts to lose it on its own. He comes down, hits the apron, slides back up the racetrack, hits the wall, comes back down the racetrack a little bit, tries to get the truck under control, starts sliding again, and bam, right to start finish line. Jason Eisenhower gets contacted there with that, because he had nowhere absolutely to go. He was just full throttle coming around through there as Jeffrey Johnson Jr. was trying to keep his truck from getting any more squirrely, but that sadly wasn't the case. It looks like after that incident, Jeffrey Johnson Jr. will sadly take his truck behind the wall. Wow, that was a crazy one right there. That's spotlight crash of the night, I think.
Yeah, he was flipping and the leaders were coming too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just bizarre, though, how his truck got loose in the position that it did, and when he come back up on the track, he was under power, but when he was under power, the truck was still kind of squirrely and going sideways up the racetrack, and then Jason Eisenhower just had nowhere to go, and when Jason Eisenhower hit him, Flip City. So,
yeah, they did also save Chris Emmert from going a lap down, and gets David Gainforth back on the lead lap.
Yes, sir. That is correct. That's 2 spotlight things to look at, too, as this caution here will indeed help those 2, Chris Emmert and David Gainforth. And this will be caution number 4. The first 3 cautions happened in stage 1. Stage 2 went cautionless, and now we've got the 4th caution happening here in the final stage of the race tonight. And the most bizarre caution to date tonight, I could say, because that one was just crazy. But altogether, though, we've had 6 cautions, if you want to count the 2 stage cautions in with that, but I'm only counting the cautions for incidents as cautions. So with that being said, we've only had 4. Oh yeah, I was saying that there are 6, including the stages, but I'm just saying I'm only counting the 4 for incidents and not counting the stage cautions. All right, well, let's get a quick word in here with somebody. Let's talk to who's a good driver to talk to here.
Talk to Joe Johnson.
Yeah, let's talk to Joe Johnson. That sounds like a good take on this. If I can, well, get my team speak.
Is he in?
What happened
Actually,
here?
I don't think he's in TeamSpeak.
I don't think he is. I've lost my team speak though. It went behind the iRacing screen. Oh crap.
Yeah, yes, he is. He is in a.
Yeah, I found him here. Okay. Joe Johnson, you got a copy?
10-4, come on.
Well, Joe, kind of tell us how your truck's feeling out there tonight. You were, you had the pole there in qualifying for a little while, but that got taken away from you. And you have a very fast race truck out there tonight. How's it feeling?
The Sim Speed Shop Tundra, it's doing pretty good. It gets real loose right there towards the end of the run, but at the beginning and the middle, I'll tell you what, it's real comfortable on the high side. You're able to really stay in it, so got a good truck.
That's good. Well, before you get back going here, the big question is the 2 fast trucks also in front of you of Judd Danielson and William Hartman. What do you think you got in store for those 2?
I don't know yet. You know, me and Judd were teammates, and you know, it's always good when we get CCR up here and get some airtime on these trucks. So, you know, we're going to try to put the thing up front and put it in victory lane, but, you know, we'll be happy with the top 5.
All right, Joe. Well, thanks for talking with us here, and good luck in the rest of your race.
All right, thanks, guys.
Now I've lost my other... What's going on here with my computer? Oh, crud.
Oh, while you're figuring that out, I'll get them going.
And now I get disconnected from TeamSpeak, so sorry about that, folks. But we're getting ready to go back green flag racing and get them going here, Charles.
Yep, 10-4. And there goes pace car, dropping down the pit road, and green flag. We're back underway here at Kansas with a Barb and Sean Skincare.com 200.
Now it looks like Jason Eisenhower will take his truck behind the wall. So we got a lot of drivers out of this race tonight. Mark McFadden, Gary Weston, not Steve Seegers, he's on track. Jason, okay, so Mark McFadden, Gary Weston, Jason Eisenhower, Jeffrey Johnson Jr. Yeah, those guys are all out. So there's about 4 trucks there out of this race, and most of them that were on pit road getting the damage repaired, they're back out on track now, so that's good to see. But back up front, your race leader is William Hartman, Judd Danielson, and Joe Johnson teammates here. They're trying to catch up to William Hartman and get those 2 trucks into the lead here. But William Hartman with a fast truck out there tonight, and as we talked about, he's out here for some redemption from Dover because of what happened last week, or a couple weeks ago, I should say, in the last race. But I'll say one thing, Charles, he's got a good thing going right now with the way that truck looks on getting that redemption win. And we got a caution. Uh-oh, 5th caution.
Oh, Kevin Fetty and Chris Scala involved. Oh, and somebody else just came on and hit him.
Chris Scala, oh no. Oh, that was a 61 truck of, who is the 61 truck? That is Justin Anderson. Ouch, let's go back and take a look at this. We're right along with Chris Scala.
Yeah, it looks like he maybe thought he was clear and moved right up into Kevin Fetty.
Yeah, we're riding on board here with Chris Scala. He was on the apron on the front straightaway here, or front dog, no, it ain't a dog, it's more like a tri-oval. We'll say front tri-oval, and he was coming back up onto the racetrack, and when he did, bam, there's Kevin Fetty. Into the wall they go, and ouch, tough break for those two, and then bam, there comes Justin Anderson in the 61 truck. Ouch. Justin Anderson's had a tough night too, Charles. He's been in a couple incidents as well.
Yeah, he's definitely had a bad race.
But caution number 5, folks. We're going to take this one and step away for a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks, to MaxSpeedTV, here to the SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series. Barb and Sean Skincare.com, 200 here from Kansas. This is race number 6 of their season, and we hope you've enjoyed the season so far, folks. And for the fans watching tonight, we hope you enjoyed tonight's race as well. Don't forget to check out SSCARacing.com for points and schedules, and don't forget to check out MaxSpeedTV.com for race schedules as well. And also, don't forget to check out BarbandSeanSkincare.com and go over there and check those guys out as well. So, and also don't forget to check out Michelangelo's Painting on Facebook.
Yeah, while we were away there, all the drivers, the front drivers, faked to go in the pits, and then they didn't go in the pits.
Ooh, interesting.
So, top 7 stayed out, and from 8th on back got new tires.
Yeah, and I also see Jeff Martin receive throughput, fell at an unacceptable level. Ouch, that's the 3rd driver out with that tonight. And as soon as I say that, my bars are going a little nuts here, so I think something going on with iRacing here tonight.
Mine are too.
Interesting. Well, hopefully we can get this race in without having any technical issues. But the lights are out of the pace car. He's got the double file back up, and we're ready to go back green flag racing here at Kansas. Tonight's MaxSpeedTV SSCA driver spotlight has to be the top 3 trucks here, I should say, the 67, 17, and 18. These guys have some fast trucks right now, but we'll see what they can do. As the top 7 stayed out, these guys behind them now from 8th on back have fresher tires. both of the majority of the trucks staying out. I think they'll be able to hold off those fresher tire guys anyway. Pace car is back into pit road. There's the green flag. We're back underway here for the Barman Sean Skincare.com 200 for SSCA's Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series here from Kansas. And wow, another good restart for William Hartman there in the 67 Toyota Tundra. And it looks like that Judd Danielson and teammate Joe Johnson are battling it out side by side right here, coming off turn 2. Who's going to get the second position here? Will Judd Danielson keep it, or will Joe Johnson get around him and prevail here? As we've got a battle behind them too. The 44 of Ray Richard and the 70 of Mike Donahue. 70 of Mike Donahue coming underneath Ray Richard, getting the pass here, coming in turn 4, coming off turn 4. Mike Donahue gets the pass on Ray Richard, moves into 4th position, and Joe Johnson gets the pass on teammate Judd Danielson, moves into 2nd.
Yeah, it's almost like he was like, hey buddy, let me go see if I can do something with William.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, because as they were running with Joe behind Judd, they really weren't running too well to catch up to William, but now maybe with Joe in front of Judd, these two can work together a little bit better with this combination and see if they can catch up to race leader William Hartman. Let's see what Mike Donahue and Ray Richard can have in store too, because these guys are staying close-knit to one another here, and they're battling it up. Here comes Sean Kalist. Sean Kalist got by Vernon Markheim, and he moves into the 6th position, excuse me. He's going to be soon in the 5th position if he catches up to Ray Richard the way he's doing it right now. Wow, look at that powerhouse catch up he got right there to Ray Richard. Wow, that was a move.
Yeah, I'm really shocked. The guys with new tires, they're not doing nothing.
No, they're not really. We see Adam Eisenhower back here battling with the 73 truck. I believe the 73 truck's a lap down. Or is he not? No. That's Jeremy Crandall. He's in 8th place, or 9th place now. But, man, these guys back here are back. Oh, man, Jeremy Crandall got really close to that outside wall right there. That looked sketchy. Chris Simmer coming in under the bottom of him here, looking to pass on the inside. Can Chris Simmer get that position away from Jeremy Crandall, move into 9th position and put Jeremy back to 10th? Vernon Markheim battling with Adam Eisenhower. Adam will get the pass on Vernon and move into the 7th position. Oh, Vernon battling back on the high side, though. Wow, man, these guys back here are racing hard. Wow, still side by side with Adam and Vernon here, and Chris Simmert and Jeremy Crandall. Vernon kind of got out of that race, and he's like, you can have it, Adam. But Jeremy Crandall and Chris Simmert still at it. They're not giving up. And here comes Daniel Jackson. Is he going to try to make it 3 wide on these two? He looked for a minute there. I thought he was going to try it. But, wow, gave up a little bit there. But these two are still racing side by side. Vernon Markheim, look, oh, Mike Donahue into the wall.
Oh. He keeps it in, everybody gets around.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Mike Donahue. Wow, Steve Seekers come flying through there. Wow, that was amazing looking. He about clipped him, but got around him A-OK. Well, sadly, Charles, that's going to put Mike Donahue back to 14th position after that transpired, so tough break for Mike.
Yeah, he started off really good. That's a shame.
Well, hopefully iRacing doesn't kick us out here, folks, but we've had 3 drivers get kicked by iRacing already, and my lines aren't getting any better. They're getting worse. Ooh,
yeah, same here,
right there. Yeah, something going on with iRacing tonight. But these guys out here are still putting on one great show for us, and hopefully it can stay that way to the finish here. But I have seen it before where iRacing has not let races finish and it's shut down. So we'll see what happens here, and we'll keep you up to date on what's happening with iRacing as well. And right now, your race leader is still William Hartman, and he's got a 6/10 of a second lead over Judd Danielson in 2nd position. And Joe Johnson's was 2nd there for a little bit, but he's backed off and let Judd get back in front of him, and he's kind of gotten off the pace with Judd here a little bit. Got some gap in between him and Judd there now. Ray Richard and Sean Kalis still battling up back here. Don trying to catch back up to Ray Richard, pulling away from him just a tad bit there, but not too much. Adam Eisenhower starting to catch up to these guys now. Vernon Markheim trying to hold off the 73 of Jeremy Crandall, and Jeremy Crandall trying to hold off the 27 of Chris Simmer. Wow, good racing back here for 8th position and 7th position. Wow, man, these guys, wow, I thought they would take Vernon Markheim there 3 wide. They sure looked like they were going to. And here comes Daniel Jackson up on him again, and it looked like he was going to take them 3 wide. Wow, they could go 4 wide here if these 3 go 4. I'm watching these 4 back here, and I tell you, the way they're racing, I think they might take it 4 wide. Jeez. And they go around Chris Scala now in the 5 truck. And these guys back here are having a great time.
Yeah, they are.
And Chris Simmer finally got around Jeremy Crandall. Wow. He saved the 33 truck. Wow, good job, Vernon Markheim. But, man, that really got those guys spread apart there and got them got apart there because Chris Simmer, wow, he had to miss him, but that got him kind of a little bit away from Jeremy Crandall because they started slicing and dicing there trying to miss him, and now that got them all broke apart, and they're no longer together racing one another. But back up front, William Hartman in the lead.
Yeah, good job by them to keep it off from letting him get it up.
It was, yeah. But that'll sadly put Vernon Markheim behind in 11th position here as Kyle Snodgrass will get around him. And David Gervais is trying to catch up to him here, but I do see David does have some damage with that 24 machine. Mike Donahue still back in 4th position. He's trying to catch back up to Rusty, and he's really far off of him. And then we got Ralph Vorst still on the lead lap. We've seen that he hit the wall a couple times back a few laps ago, and he's got David Gainforth behind him, and David Gainforth, last truck on the lead lap right now in 16th position. Robert McFarland is the first truck 1 lap down, and is the only truck 1 lap down, so if another caution can fall his way, he can get the lucky dog 3 pass. Chris Scala is 2 laps down in 18th position. Let's just go ahead and run through the result. Go around and kind of give you right now where everybody started from tonight and where they're currently running. William Hartman, your race leader, started 9th, running in the lead. Judd Danielson started 4th, running in 2nd. Joe Johnson started 7th, running in 3rd. Ray Richard started 10th, running in 4th. Sean Kalist started 5th, running in 5th. Adam Eisenhower, biggest mover out. No, take that back. He's not. I'll get that one in a minute. Adam Eisenhower 21st, running in 6th. Chris Simmer started 3rd, running in 7th. Jeremy Crandall, the biggest mover out there tonight, started 26th, running in 8th position. Daniel Jackson started in 16th, running in 9th. Kyle Snodgrass started 13th, running in 10th. Vernon Markheim started 8th, running in 11th. Russ Coe started 19th, running in 12th. David Gervais started 24th, running in 13th. Mike Donahue started 6th, running in 14th. Vorst started 23rd, running in 15th. And David Gainforth started 12th, running in 16th. Last truck on the lead lap. And as I said, first truck lap down, Robert McFarland, Chris Scala 2 laps down in 18th. Samuel Doughty is 19th, 3 laps down. Kevin Fetty 4 laps down in 20th. Jeff Martin has received throughput, sadly. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. no longer in the race. Steve Seegers is 47 laps down in 23rd position. Jason Eisenhower no longer on the racetrack. Justin Anderson, 55 laps down in 25th position. He is the last truck on the track. Gary West and Mark McFadden out of the race. Back up front, though, your race leader, William Hartman, is now 1.1 seconds ahead of second place, Judd Danielson. Judd Danielson's got about a second or 2 lead over his teammate, Joe Johnson. But Chris Simmer just passed Joe Johnson. Ooh, Chris Simmer starting to come up to the front, Charles.
Yeah, he is. He does have fresher tires than these guys, I do believe.
Yeah, I think he was one of the guys that did pit.
Yes, he was. It's got to be getting close to those guys that didn't pit. It's got to be getting close to them having to come in pits.
Yeah, and what happened to David Gainforth? Oh, we got a caution. Uh-oh. Is that what happened there with him?
I don't know if that was him.
He was slow on the racetrack, and he come to a stop on the apron, and then the caution come out. So let's go see what happened here. No, it looks like the caution was Sean Kalist, Ray Richard, Adam Eisenhower. Oh, and Chris Simmer was right there with those guys. Oh. Go back and take a look at this and see what happened. Right along with Sean Kalist.
How was Chris Simmer with them?
He was there. Looked like his truck. Maybe I was wrong. Let's see. Sean Kalist is coming up the track. Oh, and he got into Ray Richard. Ray Richard got in the wall. Then Adam Eisenhower clipped the back of Sean Kalist's truck. And then there was Chris Simmer. He was right there with them. He didn't get involved in it, though. He made it through by the skin of his teeth. But, wow, he was right behind him when that happened.
How could he have been there and be second?
I don't know.
I'm confused right now.
I am too. Now, what indeed happened here? Because I'm showing that was the caution. That was the only crash, and he was behind them. But he was in second. I thought, what? Something I missed there. I'm not too sure what happened. Maybe somebody in chat can give us some enlightenment there on that one, but I'm not really too sure what happened there. I mean, I know who wrecked and caused the caution, but I'm just trying to figure out how Chris Simmer was there with those guys when he was in second. But, yeah, kind of weird, kind of bizarre on that one. So we had the one caution where Jeffrey Johnson Jr. took a tumble. That's a weird caution. And this one here's another weird one. So chalk up this one as a weird one as well. But William Hartman back up front. Unless somebody stayed out. I don't think they did. Now, there are some trucks in front of him here, but any of them on the lead lap.
Oh, Ralph Vorst stayed out and Chris Simmer stayed out. But no, Chris Simmer. No, just Ralph Vorst. Ralph Vorst stayed out. He's the only one.
Yeah, my runner does caution. I just want to say hi again to everybody in chat. I see Michelle Eisenhower's in there, so well, hello, Michelle. And I also see Kathy Stone and a few others. I seen that Gary Sexton was in chat as well. So, hey, everybody. Hope you're having a good night out here at MaxSpeedTV watching this SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series race here at Kansas. I tell you, this one has been a wild one at that, and it ain't over yet. And we have Ralph Vorst staying out along with Chris Simmer here. So Ralph Vorst and Chris Simmer will be your two front starters. And we've got Ralph Vorst, first driver tonight, to kind of be taking that high lane on the restart here.
That's going to be interesting to see with the older tires too.
Yeah, because most of the leaders tonight, they said the high lane was the dominant lane, but most of them started on the bottom on the restarts. This is the first time somebody started on the high side in that dominant lane, and he's got old tires. So we'll have some key things to watch out for. Will he spin the tires, or will he prevail and get a good restart here? And will that top lane help him in, getting a good restart, because it's the preferred lane? So what to see here is the lights on the pace car out. Get him going this time, Charles.
All right.
Ralph Vorst started to blink there a little bit.
Yep, all right, there goes the pace car dropping down the pit road and green flag. We're back underway here at Kansas for the Barb and Sean's Skincare.com 200.
And Ralph Vorst didn't spin his tires. He actually got an amazing restart there.
Yeah, he did. And William Hartman was able to get underneath Chris Simmer and take second away, and he's coming.
He's coming quick. Yeah, he's on those fresher tires and what Ralph Vorst is on, so I'm pretty sure William will have no trouble overtaking him here at all. Yeah,
he's
right
got
underneath him. Yeah. The question is, though, can Chris Simmer get around him? Because Chris Simmer stayed out there with him. So,
no, he pitted into that caution.
Oh, did he? Okay, I thought he stayed out. Okay, I apologize there, folks.
I think he may have only took. No, actually, he might have took 4.
Yeah, Ralph Forrest is falling back now, but wow, look at who's up front now. Jeremy Crandall in a 73 truck. This is the first time tonight he's been up here this high. He's in 3rd place right now.
Oh, Joe Johnson's looking underneath him.
Yeah, that was close.
Wow. Back behind him, we got something going on.
Vernon Margheim with that, getting involved in that? Yeah, it was. Vernon Margheim and Daniel Jackson, yeah, and the 80 truck of Kyle Snodgrass. And Mike Donahue's back in the action with these guys now after he got pushed back to about 14th position. He's back up in the top 10 here. Mike Donahue's got in store for these guys. Man, that fast truck of William Hartman there in the 67 truck, and he's on rails right now. He's got a good fast truck. Can he come home with a win tonight, or can Chris Simmer or Jeremy Crandall come up here, or Joe Johnson get themselves a win? We'll see what happens here. Jeremy Crandall did fall back into 4th place. Joe Johnson come back in 3rd. What happened to Judd Danielson? Where is he at right now? I'm not seeing
back in
13th. Yeah, what happened there?
Yeah, I don't know.
He does have a tick of damage on that right front. So I'm thinking he got involved with somebody either on pit road or under pace laps. That's not good. But, man, tough rate for Judd Danielson. He had such a strong, prominence run going there. I thought he was going to be pretty good toward the start. But now you look at that right side of that truck, and it's heavy damaged. But back up front, we're with William Hartman, your race leader. Chris Simmer trying to run him down here. He is 6/10 of a second back from William Hartman. Jeremy Crandall's in 3rd, highest he's been tonight in the race. He is the biggest mover out there tonight.
Oh, we got a crash, Daniel Jackson.
Uh-oh. No caution, though.
No caution. Wow, he came across traffic and everything.
Steve Seegers even clipped him.
Yeah, I'm really shocked that's not even going to get an admin caution.
Yeah. What? That was
he got in the wall and just got really loose trying to keep it up there and not, but it just, that was crazy.
And that was a net code hit too from Steve Seegers. He never even touched Daniel Jackson's truck, but yet sent him a going. Wow. And we stay green.
Yeah, that's a real shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it looks like everybody seems to be spread really far apart.
Yeah, they really are. Well, there's a 3rd bizarre incident tonight.
Is there a full moon out there?
Well, with iRacing acting the way it is, and these 3 bizarre incidents we've had so far, I believe you might be right.
William Hartman right now, he's the lap after lap, he is the fastest truck.
Yeah, he's just knocking these laps down. There he's passing Chris Scala again. Let's see how many laps Chris Scala is down now with that pass.
2.
That put him 2 laps down. He was only a lap down. If we get another caution here, Daniel Jackson will be the one to, get the reprieve on that because he is the first truck 1 lap down. And whatever happened to David Gainforth, I don't know. He never had any damage on his truck and he never crashed. But he went to pit road. He was slowing down after turn 2, went to the apron and stopped in turn 3, and then towed the pit lane. And has been there ever since. So something amiss with David Gainforth in the 101 truck, but we'll keep tabs on that and see if he does come back out on track in the later stages of this race, as we are starting to close in on this 132-lap race now. As when we get to the line, we'll have 12 to go.
Mike Donohue's coming back up. He's trying to make a move on Vernon Markheim right now. Couldn't quite get it done.
Yeah, well, we're looking at that right now as we got 12 laps of racing remaining here for the Barb and Sean Skincare.com 200 here at Kansas. And wow, these guys right now are just up front here in the top 10. Mike Donohue, Vernon Markheim, these guys are battling out hard. But I did notice Judd Danielson, after it was back there below the top 10, he's made his way back up to 6th.
Yeah, that's a good improvement.
Yes, it is. Now all he's got to do is get around Kyle Snodgrass and Joe Johnson, and well, I think he did get around Kyle. Yeah, he did get around Kyle Snodgrass, so he's up actually in the 5th position now. Yeah, he's in 5th. So he's back up there behind his teammate Joe Johnson, who Joe's right now racing with Jeremy Crandall in 3rd, trying to get 3rd from Jeremy, while Jeremy's trying to catch up to Chris Simmer to take 2nd. Man, Chris is just a little bit far ahead of Jeremy right now. William Hartman's about a 2nd ahead of Chris. And Daniel Jackson's now 2 laps down, so no truck's a lap down. So to be honest, if nobody else goes a lap down, if a caution comes out, Daniel Jackson will still be in the lucky dog position, but he'll still be laps down.
Yeah, it looks like Chris Collins just pulled his truck. He just reset back to pit road.
Yes, he did. He towed the pit road, so something missed on the 5 truck of Chris Scala. Hey, I'm sorry, folks. For some reason I'm having a bad night with names here, and I don't know why. I just said Kiss Scala instead of Chris.
Mike Donohue finally got around to Vernon Markheim.
Yes, he did. Yeah, Mike Donohue indeed got around Vernon Markheim, but Vernon's kind of trying to get back up there. He's not giving up.
No, looks like we might have a battle for 3rd going on too right now.
Yes.
Yeah, they're side by side right now. Looks like Jeremy Crandall is going to get 3rd.
Yeah, Judd Danielson, I was watching him just now in 5th, and he just scraped the wall a little bit coming off of 2. He's really driving that truck hard, trying to get up with those guys, Joe Johnson, Jeremy Crandall, and try to get back up there and get back to leading this race. Oh, man! The 84 truck of Daniel Jackson just got down in front of Judd Danielson, trying to pass him, and it looks like Judd wasn't having none of that, and he sent him up into the wall, popped his motor.
Yeah.
Ouch. But with that being said, Judd Danielson now has some substantial amount of damage on the front end of that truck. Man, I'm botching even that up now. Oh, Judd Danielson in the wall.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Keeps it going, though. But
yeah, but not looking good for him, though, sadly. Back up front, William Hartman in the race lead still. He's got a 2.5-second lead over Chris Simmerd.
yeah, with that getting in the wall, but Kyle Snodgrass just kind of catch him, and he wasn't quite able to make the pass though.
Yeah, he wasn't quite able to do that, but and he's going to try again here. Judd's struggling right now, and we got Jeremy Crandall in 4th, Joe Johnson in 3rd, Chris Simmer in 2nd, race leader William Hartman. And as we said, William Hartman was our spotlight driver because he has a strong race truck out there tonight. He's wanting redemption from Dover a few weeks ago because he won both stages there, but then got caught up in some incidents and didn't get to finish the race and didn't get the win. But he's looking very strong here tonight at Kansas to be able to do so and get that redemption from Dover. But Chris Emmert also wanting redemption from Dover because he didn't get the win, and he was close enough to, but that didn't happen. But technical difficulties there, so Chris Emmert trying his best to get redemption as well from that Dover race 2. I tell you one thing, Charles, there's just a lot of drivers from that Dover race last week in this race tonight trying their best to get redemption. It looks like the two that it'll pay out for will be William Hartman and Chris Emmert. So we'll see what happens here. But we've got coming here probably is William Hartman on the last. Yep, white flag, last lap. Yep. I knew it was getting close. I just wasn't too sure if we had one more lap to go or if it was the white flag. But yep, it is the white flag lap.
Yep, and here comes William Hartman coming off of turn 4. Strong night.
Yep, so congratulations to William Hartman in the 67 Toyota Tundra getting redemption from the race a couple weeks ago at Dover. So congratulations to William Hartman, your Barb and Sean Skincare.com 200 winner tonight here at Kansas in the SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series. We'll get these guys a few moments to get settled down here, and we'll get a word in with Joe Johnson momentarily.
Yeah, and Jed was able to hold off Kyle Snodgrass there for 5th.
Yes, he was. Joe Johnson, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, come on.
Well, Joe, we talked to you earlier, and you said that you were just going to try to help you and your teammate there get the best finish that you could. Well, you got 3rd tonight, so tell us how it feels to be on the podium spot.
I tell you what, it feels like we actually won the race. We've we've run into a lot this year already, and we're 7th in the points, so tonight was a real good points night for us. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Sim Speed Shop. I always like to have them on board. Thanks to our teammates at Cross Continent Racing. Just a good night overall for us.
That it was. Well, Joe, this was kind of a little bit of a bizarre race tonight. We had one incident there that didn't bring out a caution, and then we had a few kind of crazy incidents, and then the first stage was kind of caution-filled, and then the second stage didn't have cautions at all, and then the final stage had a few more. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, it was a lot of good racing. The track got really loose right there through the mid part of a run, so that probably led a lot to it. Those guys, we try to get as close to that wall as we can, and there's only so much room on that high groove, and these guys get in each other. It's a lot of competition here, so that's what happens when you come to this league. I mean, you race with the best guys in iRacing, and wrecks are going to happen, but for the most part, it's always a good time here.
Couldn't agree with you more there, Joe. Well, you have anybody you would like to give thanks or shout to before you go celebrate?
Like I said, just my teammates, CCR, Cross Continent Racing, and the Sim Speed Shop. Glad to have them on board as always, and hopefully next race we can park this thing in victory lane.
Exactly. Well, what's your thoughts on the next race?
Where is the next race?
I believe it's Charlotte. Don't quote me on that. Let me see. Yeah, Charlotte.
I enjoy Charlotte. It's got a lot of different grooves for racing. You can run that high side, middle off. I always like going to Charlotte. It's a good track. I'm about an hour down the road from it here in Columbia, South Carolina. So kind of a home track for me. So like I said, maybe we can get that win.
All right, Joe. Well, once again, congratulations here on your top 3 finish tonight, finishing 3rd here at Kansas. Good luck next week at Charlotte.
10-4, thanks.
Chris Simmer, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Chris, tell us about the racing that you had out there tonight. You come into tonight's race as the point leader. You'll leave the point leader, finishing in second place. But tell us about the racing out there.
Oh, the racing was fun. I kind of screwed up a couple of times, but all in all, it was a fun race. The low lane was good for a couple of laps, and then you had to run the top.
Yeah, we noticed that all night long, that it looked like the low lane would be kind of okay for a couple laps, and most of you guys just started, moving up to the top lane. But we asked Joe this question about the cautions. It looked like the cautions were a little bizarre tonight. We had 3 cautions there in the beginning stage. Second stage, didn't see any cautions at all. And then we had 3 more at the end. So what's your thoughts on the cautions tonight and how they feel?
To me, it was okay for me. I kind of planned it there with the tires at the end there. I saved 1 set, but getting those tires at the last caution really helped because there was no more caution, so that helped. But all in all, I think it was a good race. But the cautions kind of helped me out. So there was a couple times where I went below the white line there on a restart and had to go through the pits, and then the caution came out right after, and I was able to get up to the back of the field, which was good. It was stupid by me doing that, but oh no, I think it was fun. So
yeah, well, you beat me my next question, so I was going to ask you what the black flag was like, but with that being said, battling back with the black flag there, that was tremendous work, coming back up to second after getting that. With your, race at Dover behind you, getting the, redemption tonight, coming back up and battling to get second, what was your expectations and what was your thoughts coming into tonight's race?
Well, tonight I knew that the outside was going to run pretty fast on a long run, so I wanted to make sure I was kind of close to the front at the start of the race, and circumstances put me behind there with the going below the white line there. But it was, I kind of want the win, but I'll take second because I don't really like Kansas very much, but maybe I like it now. I don't know.
Well, Chris, with that being said, you go to another 1.5-mile track next week, but it is differently shaped than what Kansas is, but it's Charlotte. What's your thoughts on Charlotte, and how well do you think you'll do there next week?
I think I'll do pretty good. I do like Charlotte. I really like tracks where the high side comes in. I know I kind of hit the wall a couple of times tonight, but towards the end there, trying to catch William, but I like tracks where you can run the outside, so I think on a long run at Charlotte it'll come in pretty good. So I'm looking forward to Charlotte. So.
Well, with that being said, Chris, the tracks being a little different, do you think you could take anything that you learned over here tonight at Kansas to Charlotte to help you in that race?
For the most part, these trucks handle really good. I could take away really just kind of on a long run, the trucks gets really loose, especially off the corner. So I kind of can take that away from pretty much every track really, besides the short tracks. And just know that the truck is going to get loose on a long run, and I try and save my tires as best as I can. So I can take that away. Other than that, it's probably a lot faster at Charlotte than here. So.
All right, Chris. Well, before we let you go here, do you have anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before you go celebrate your second place finish?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out Michelangelo Painting for sponsoring the series. Max Speed, you guys in the booth, Sim Speed Shop, and my wife and son.
All right, Chris. Well, once again, congratulations on your second place finish tonight here at Kansas, and good luck next week in Charlotte.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you.
Okay. Let's get up with their winner here, William Hartman. William Hartman, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, tell us about it. You got redemption, my friend, after that horrible ending to your race at Dover there a couple weeks ago. Tell us how it feels to get a win here tonight at Kansas.
Oh, it feels great. Like you said, it was heartbreaking last week at Dover. I felt like we had one of the top 2 trucks, and just to have it go down like that after having such a good night, I just knew that we really needed to concentrate. That's something that could really drag your season down if you let it. So we concentrated pretty hard on this track this week, and it paid off for us.
That indeed it did. Well, tell us what that means now. You've got you a spot secured in the chase at this win. What's that mean for you?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it takes a huge load off of your shoulders. You can go out there for the rest of this regular season and just kind of race to get more wins and not race to make your way in. You know, you know you've got yourself into that chase format, and I'm ready to go.
Exactly. Well, we've seen you aggressive a couple weeks ago at Dover, and you come back tonight aggressive with that redemption look kind of to everything. What was your expectations before the race started tonight, and what was your thoughts on how the race might go?
Yeah, so through testing, kind of knew how the racetrack was going to unfold throughout the night. You know, it was going to be a very hard to pass place early. Early in the run was going to be your only chance, so I knew we had to be really aggressive on the restarts and try and get our way to the front as quickly as possible. And then once you had the track position, it was so hard to pass. I felt like we could stay out front if the brakes fell our way, and luckily they did. So I can't thank the guys over at Savage Motorsports enough. Those guys helped me so much during practice, and good people to bounce ideas off of, and I think we all grow and learn from that, and it paid off for all of us tonight.
Great. Well, William, here's another question for you that I kind of have, at the back of my mind here, but we talked to a few of the drivers, and they said that they felt that, you could run the bottom lane there for a little bit, not too many laps, couple laps, and then you had to move up to the higher lane, and it was the more dominant lane. We only really seen one driver tonight on a restart, and that was the 66 truck there of Ralph Vorst, and he restarted on the high side. Most of you guys, though, knowing the dominant lane was the high side at the, when the race got going. But did any of you, or even you, think about restarting on that high side a few times?
So honestly, I actually learned a lot from Judd. I was talking to him after the race. I came into the race expecting to run the bottom for the first lap after a restart and then immediately move up high. And he actually snuck up on me one time and used that bottom lane the second lap and really caught up to me, almost cleared me for a pass, and really it kind of got my attention. So I think that we all learned, all the drivers, how many laps you could run that bottom without really tearing the tires up too bad. But I think for the most part, anything more than 2 laps on the bottom was going to be tough, and then everybody started to move to the high side at that point. So yeah, like I said, coming into the race, I didn't necessarily know as much about the restart as what I learned throughout the course of the race, but we were able to adapt and pull it off at the end.
All right, William. Well, now I asked Chris this, but this is a different track compared to Charlotte, which you're going to Charlotte next week. But they both are mile-and-a-half tracks, but they are different in shape. Is there anything that you can take that you learned here tonight at Kansas to help you at Charlotte next week?
I think the biggest thing that we could take here is the momentum from the race itself. The track's pretty different. Charlotte's actually one of my favorite tracks. I'm really excited to get there next week. And I think that the biggest thing that we can take from this race is the momentum, the confidence, and move into the next race and try and do it all again.
All right, William. Well, congratulations on your win here tonight and getting that redemption win from a couple weeks ago there at Dover. Do you have anybody that you'd like to give thanks or shout out to before you go celebrate your victory?
I just got to give another shout out to those guys down at Savage. Like I said, one of the best teams to work with, a bunch of guys to bounce ideas off of, making each other better. Got to thank you guys at MaxSpeedTV for putting on a great broadcast for us, and everybody over at SSCA for putting together an amazing league.
All right, William. Well, once again, congratulations on your victory here tonight at Kansas, and good luck next week in Charlotte.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Alrighty, guys and gals watching the race here tonight here on MaxSpeedTV. Let's out here and get your finishing results done and get this one closed out. All right, William Hartman with redemption win that we mentioned at the beginning, and you know that was just a great storybook moment for him there to be able to accomplish that and get this feat. And just congratulations to William on that. And you know he could come home with the win. Coming in second place, point leader Chris Emmert. Joe Johnson will finish third. Jeremy Crandall in fourth. Judd Daniels had an up and down night there toward the end of the race. He had a strong truck in the beginning and the midpoint, but then right there, the last 20, 30 laps or so, his truck kind of fell off. He'll finish in fifth position, so still a good top 5 finish for Judd. Kyle Snodgrass will finish in sixth position, so good run for him. Vernon Margheim will finish in seventh. David Gervais started 24th, got up to 8th, so good top 10 finish for him tonight as well. Mike Donahue was another prominent racer out there tonight. He looked like he had a fast truck. He will finish in 9th position, so good top 10 finish for him. Ray Richer will round out your top 10, finish in 10th. Russ Coe will finish in 11th place. Robert McFarland 12th. Adam Eisenhower will finish 13th. Ralph Vorst will finish 14th. Ralph Vorst was the last truck on the lead lap. Sean Kalist will finish in 15th. He was the first truck 1 lap down. Samuel Doughty, I hope I'm saying that right, will finish in 16th. Daniel Jackson will finish 17th. Kevin Petty in 18th. Chris Scala in 19th. David Gainforth 20th. Steve Seagars will finish 21st. Jeff Martin 22nd. Justin Anderson will finish 23rd. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. in 24th. Jason Eisenhower 25th. Gary Weston in 26th. And Mark McFadden will finish in 27th position. Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast here on MaxSpeedTV. Remember to check us out on MaxSpeedTV for all of the schedules and upcoming race events. And also don't forget to check out the MaxSpeedTV YouTube channel. Also check out SSCARacing.com racing information needs for points schedules. And also don't forget to check out tonight's sponsor, Barb and Sean Skincare.com. And also don't forget to check out Michelangelo's Painting on Facebook. Anything you'd like to add, Charles, before we close this one out?
I think you about covered it.
Alrighty then. Well, from me, Jeff Dotson, and Charles Smith here on MaxSpeedTV, and our producer behind the cameras, Michael D'Amico, have a good night, and we'll see you next week at Charlotte.
It was more than impressive, I have to say. I mean, the track is identical to the real track. I was blown away how realistic it is. Every little bump, every little spray paint, everything is exactly like you were there at the track. It was a great experience.
This is a warm-up lap now. Tires to get warmed up. The engine. Breathe a little bit here when you go through that little bump there. And then it's flat pretty much all the way through here, just about. On braking, slowest part of the track.